How's it going, everyone? I'm David from Wynola Ranch. I'm here with my sister,
Nashville.
and we're going to take advantage that the day is so beautiful today, and we're going to go over how to assemble this quail cage here. It's a stackable or collapsible cage that we have online. It's a relatively simple matter. However, I do want to go into detail on just tips and tricks on assembly. So what you see here is basically what you're going to receive with your box. It's going to be your feeder, your waste tray down here, and your drinker. This can go on the inside or the outside. And with that being said, in regards to the drinker, we also have the ability to add the water trough here. So this can also go on the side, as shown here, or on the back. I generally recommend the side because you can add a longer feeder on the back if you order another one, or just have another feeder trough from us that you would like to add to it. So without any further ado, we'll get started. Najal's going to be my hands. I'm going to be the one talking.
Perfect. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with taking off the straps. Get those out of the way. One. Okay. This is the box. Yeah. I've got a bag. Our cage. And lastly, feeder in here. Okay.
All right.
Started. Ready to take out the wrapping.
All right, and this is essentially how you're going to assemble the cage. We try to make it as easy as possible to the point where you lift it and it comes out. Be sure to keep in mind that when you're opening the cage, hold on, Ezra.
Okay.
When you're opening the cage, to remove your feeder and your waste tray that she has there on the side. All right, proceed.
Let's start.
So, like I was saying, it basically folds out.
And comes all together.
All right.
We'll start with cage around.
So what she's doing now, she's going to rotate the cage to the side. She's going to grab her bag, or the bag that you received, and you're going to have your hardware here, which is going to be your J-rings.
Oh, the drinker.
And drinker.
So you have the tools?
Yeah. So as far as the tools go, she has the choice of these three tools. I'm going to have her show you how to do it with a simple slide draw plier. Generally, everyone has these in a toolbox or an old toolbox. So she's going to show you first with one of these, and then obviously she's going to go with the easier J-ring pliers that if you have them, it'll make your life a breeze.
Okay, let's get started. Get this a couple of rings out. Slide drop pliers, you would grab your J-ring, place it at tilt to grab it. Now, we're going to adjust it. Mainly, we're going to stick it to the corners because those are the main points to it.
So what she's saying, adjusting the corners, is keeping these square. You're going to notice that there's a diagonal line that goes and runs down the side of the cage, and the other ones are just parallel lines. With this line, when she says adjust it, make sure that when you have it, you start at this diagonal line, and you'll adjust it going forward. So what she's doing now, if you could come in and take a look.
Slide drop pliers, we just clip them in.
And that's basically it. You close one loop, you go to the other side and close the other loop with the pliers.
No, all right. Go ahead on these pliers.
Go to the front, you just adjust the front, you know.
Excuse me. The sides, pull this one out. Then we can adjust the front.
Yeah. So like, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just get this. Okay. Get those there. So adjusted, all corners aligned. And you just clip this one in, just pull this one out of the way, and just close. There you go.
So what you did here is, like I had mentioned in the beginning, is put the floor to this diagonal piece down here. So it runs down and you have the proper egg rollout slope. You don't necessarily need to adjust anything as far as the slope itself goes. You just follow the line and make sure that it's within those parameters. So after that, she flips the cage on its side, on the opposite side, and repeats the same process. Meanwhile, she's repeating that process, I do want to go into detail on how to open the door. I have had some questions of people asking, hey, how am I going to open the door? And sometimes they cut the ring. So this ring is actually the door lock. You would pull it up, push the door in, and once you're not using the door, pop the door down and the ring goes down on its own, just by simple gravity. Another thing people ask, hey, I want to make the cage a little more rodent proof. What do I do? You can hang the cage. It's sturdy enough to be hung from its four corners here. It is metal, so keep in mind that you can move it around or modify it quite a lot, actually, if you need to fit a certain need. If you're going to have it within a like chicken run or aviary where you have other birds, or maybe you have like sparrows and chickadees just flying about, we do also have the feed and egg protector that basically goes in the front of the cage. So obviously your feeder's here, and it's a cover that goes over the front that covers the egg rollout tray and your feeder here. Also, if your birds are particularly messy, you can give me a shout. Let me know, hey, I want the restrictors, or quote me out some restrictors. What do I need to do? And I'll get that squared away for you too, or anyone here in the office will be more than happy to get that situated for you. All right, that's a little bit on me. Najwa seems like she flew through this a lot faster than I could have imagined. So, all right,
Slide
please
this
come here.
in.
So obviously your tray goes to
Scissors.
the front.
Just slide that in there.
Also, now that I don't have the feeder here, when you're sliding the tray in, keep in mind where the birds are actually going to be. So keeping the tray here really does you no good because you're missing out the part here. The birds are going to be in this general rectangle, so make sure to line the tray up with that area there. And you're going to notice the tray sticks out a bit. In the back, it's to catch anything that flies out. And quail are especially good at that. Just keep that in mind. Um, Now, one thing when adjusting your cage is these supports. Make sure that these supports are aligned with this wire all the way down to the floor. We make sure to align it here on the floor for you, and you just flip them up. But just make sure when you put the rings, they're also aligned up here, and they just go vertically. There's not much science to it, like I said, but just keep that in mind. Those are minor adjustment tips. Another tip I can give you is make sure you put your rings here and up here. So that's basically it. Put as many rings as necessary. I believe we do provide a generous amount of rings for you, so you can make sure that your cages are perfectly situated and sturdy. Is there anything else I missed? Anything that you would recommend to the customers? Any tips or tricks that you got for them in assembly?
No, but I would like to show them actually
Oh, yeah,
stacked.
perfect. There you go. Yep. So the reason we have the floors the way they are is because they do hold the tray on its own, and they are stackable. So you can stack them as needed, as high as needed, or excuse me, Nash.
Yes.
We just move this to the side here, or you can just put them side by side as such. Sorry about
There
that.
you go.
Side by side as such, as far as your table goes, or hang them, or back to back. But either way, you do have your drinker with it, so you can put your drinker on the inside or on the outside. And here's kind of like a visual rep of how it would look like, if you were to get the 2-pack or any more with them. So here you go. Feeder just hangs on there, and that's it. Oh, another thing. Before I forget, you can use these as grow outs. Generally, if they're a little bit bigger, about 6 weeks, you just lower the feeder as needed. Like I said, some bloodlines are really big at that point, some are not. That's why I say as needed, and you just put anything that you need to put here in the front, like a rag or something or other. That's generally what I generally recommend for a grow out cage. That way, you get the more bang out of your buck. You buy a cage and you want to use it for more than one thing, you definitely have the options to do that. But that's basically it. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me or Nash a shout, and we'll both be more than happy to get anything situated for you. Thank you, and you have a good day.
Thank you.